Guillermo del Toro, the original big bull of cinema, the master of horror, brings us... Wait. Master of horror? Yeah, sure, he's made a few scary movies, but does that make him a master? I mean, do we have to believe it just because it's in the trailer? I mean, the scariest thing about Del Toro's last movie was Charlie Hunnam's acting. Huh, that sounds familiar. Was that in my Pacific Rim review?
The acting was awful, and Hunnam especially really just phoned it in.
Maybe I can use a lot of the footage from the last Del Toro review. What else do I have in the Real School archives, filed under D?
I liked Rise of the Planet of the Apes so much.
That's good, but no, that's for my Dawn of the Planet of the Apes review. Okay, what else do I have under D?
Oh, this is so frustrating.
That's for my Transformers 4 review. Why is that under D? Oh, dog shit starts with D. I'm only half kidding, because as much as I love Del Toro's films, I feel like I reviewed Crimson Peak when I reviewed Pacific Rim. What's the Spanish word for déjà vu? I don't know about you, but I wanted to see Crimson Peak because it is directed by an absolute visionary. And in typical Del Toro fashion, it looked beautiful and intense. Beautiful? Well, that part comes in almost any Del Toro film. His dark and colorful characters and production design is matched only by his cinematography. And intense can come from demons, vampires, or a dude's face being stove in by a wine bottle. In one of the most bizarre Del Toro trends, Crimson Peak once again gives you several examples of facial disfigurement, including one man's face being beaten repeatedly off a porcelain sink, a ghost with a cleaver down the middle of her skull, and another man being stabbed in the face. Hey, Del Toro, ¿qué tal, hermano? I mean, you're like the opposite of Tarantino. Instead of wanting to praise feet, you want to destroy faces. There isn't a single visual aspect of this film that isn't carefully planned out or absolutely alluring to watch, and I really feel that Del Toro should always direct period pieces. The main set, the mansion of Crimson Peak, is absolutely magical. You actually believe that the halls are breathing, the walls bleed with the red clay that gives the mansion its name, and in fact, it even snows indoors. Apparently the real nightmare that Del Toro was creating was for building inspectors. That, and the Sharp family probably not getting their deposit back. The name Sharp is completely apt because siblings Tom Hiddleston and Jessica Chastain, playing Thomas and Lucille, look beautiful and very sharp in their costumes. And that's simply because costume designer Kate Hawley was sharp herself. It's just too bad that the characters in the costumes couldn't be as sharp. Wait. That sounds familiar.
But is it too much to ask for two little things? Plot and acting?
Now, while the plot of Crimson Peak was significantly better than Pacific Rim, mostly because there was one, I still found some of the acting either too wooden or too over the top. But I'm only now starting to realize that this is predominantly Del Toro's directing style. He has these immense sets, these immense worlds that he creates, and often immense monsters within it. And so he wants immense characters, over-the-top melodramatic performances to match the world that he's created. Wait, that sounds familiar.
Clearly he was going for larger-than-life performances to fit in this larger-than-life film.
In what was effectively only a three-person cast, two of those cast members represented the polar opposites of the acting spectrum. Mia Wasikowska was often wooden, and Jessica Chastain was uber over the top. So thank God, the God of Mischief was around. Do not let anybody tell you that Mia Wasikowska's Edith is the main character. She is not. Tom Hiddleston's Thomas is the main character. He carries the film from beginning to end, and that's very crucial, because since it's basically a Victorian-era Harley Quinn romance, who else would you want? Apparently, Del Toro wanted Benadryl Kermit Smash. Because it wasn't enough to have a really English-looking guy. No. Del Toro wanted a really English-looking guy with a really English-sounding name. But in this over-the-top world, Hiddleston really grounded the film, and you needed that perspective. The great thing was you believed everything he did on screen. You believed the sisterly relationship with Chastain. You believed the romantic relationship with Wasikowska. And you better believe he's Crimson Peaks for the win. God bless cool English actors who were in Thor. Wait a minute.
Thank God there's Idris Elba, a fantastic British actor who just needs to find better films.
Okay, seriously, this is getting creepy. Speaking of creepy but amusing, I found it very funny that the ghosts within this film are actually trying to be helpful, not harmful, and yet they scream, moan, jump out of nowhere, traumatizing Edith rather than guiding her. In fact, one of the ghosts is actually Edith's mother. If you're in here with me, just give me a sign. Oh! Ow! Alright, Mom, spaz. And you think teenagers roll their eyes at their mothers when they're alive? In Del Toro's recent films, he has such a great grasp of tone. He knows exactly the kind of movie he wants to make, and that has everything to do with how much of a student of storytelling and movie making he truly is. In Crimson Peak, the tone is on point. It is a love letter to the writings of Edgar Allan Poe or the movies of Vincent Price. I just wish that it had a solid plot. A plot as solid as his opus, Pan's Labyrinth. Once again, I said it best 2 years ago.
The acting is horrible, you don't care about the plot, you really just want to get to the good stuff, but it's still enjoyable.
Hey, past me, real quick. Predict who's gonna win the World Series. It may not be Pan's Labyrinth, but it should be no surprise that Crimson Peak is a beautiful film. If you're a fan of Del Toro's other work, you're gonna be a fan of this one. I just really hope that his next movie goes back to that beautiful, solid writing that I know he's capable of. But while we wait, Crimson Peak isn't earn it. Poll question, what is your favorite ghost story movie? As always, leave your answers in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to Real School, follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link, and you can become a Real School patron. But until next time, school's out.